Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the nightly game plan trade of the week video. This is Sami with T3Live.com. I hope everybody's doing well. We are just starting earnings season and it is pretty exciting. We've had nothing but choppiness the last couple of weeks, and so I'm just really looking forward to this earnings season. I know there's going to be a ton of plays in the black room, day trades. So check it out if you're interested. That's where I spend my whole day. And there's also going to be a lot of plays in the nightly game plan program because I play earnings. So if you're interested in taking some earnings plays with me, that's where you gotta be, the nightly game plan. Unfortunately, no new trades this week. There was actually one little trade that I tried with half size and it didn't work out. So let me switch over to live charts and I will show you. I'm recording this video on Friday during market hours, Friday the 20th. The trade was DKS, and the DKS idea was I saw the breakdown. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, right? Here's the 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. So got in this day on this one little bar there. And then the next day, the stock took out the prior bar's high. And as you know, if you've been watching these videos, the weekly videos that I do, I like to trail bar by bar on the daily chart. So the very next day I already killed it. So it was a very, very small loss. I didn't take a picture of the P&L because I thought I was going to find another trade this week. But unfortunately, it was very slow this week on both, honestly, the day trading and the swing trading front. So didn't do much, but again, earnings season starting, so nothing to worry about. I thought I'd go over my daily watch list and show you what I'm watching for today, but also for the coming few days, for next week basically. I'll scan and add to this watch list and remove other items this weekend. But for now, here's what I have. As far as bearish watches, the ACC looks lower. Broke down under several months worth of basing here, so looks lower. Sell setup already worked. This is kind of a secondary breakdown away from the 20 MA. I like my entries to be at or near the declining 20 MA, so I'm probably gonna pass on this, but I thought it was an interesting watch. AR downtrend, then uptrend, and it looks like the uptrend is starting to break, which means this is a weekly sell setup, right? So downtrend, uptrend, and now the weekly sell setup. It's all right. Doesn't have a lot of room to the lows, but I think it's an okay watch. The DPS is one of my favorite long-term watches. Look at the monthly charts. That's a really nice transition C on the monthly chart. It's like the Walgreens. Is the Walgreens WBA? I think it is. Yeah, WBA is Walgreens, the symbol. So it broke down already. So the DPS is very similar on the monthly chart. So I like it a lot. On the daily, it's not a good setup here, but could try it right here. It's above the 20 MA. I like the shorts to be into a declining 20, not above it. Could be a short here somewhere, or under this bar's low, under 88.78. Stop would be over 89.66. That's not bad as a long-term play, all right? The HDP, uptrend, broke the uptrend, going sideways. That's a transition C play. I like it short. I'm watching it, looking for an entry, but looks okay to me. The one issue with it is it doesn't have a lot of room. So that's the target basically, right? The minor support. That's not a lot of room, about $1. So it's okay. It's not a favorite, but it's okay. Hudson, gap down. Everybody that shorted the stock, everybody that was in the stock in that base was basically underwater on the gap down. So this stock is bearish and now is breaking down. It looks okay. If it can base a little bit more, I will do it short. But if it can base a little more first, but does look okay. MNTA, I put it on the favorites. This is my favorites list because, well, it's the same thing as the Hudson in that it gapped under several months worth of basing. So everybody on the gap down was this gap down, by the way, was underwater, and now we have a rally back into that area and a sell setup. So I do like the MNTA a lot. I would prefer to get an M pattern on the MNTA, an M pattern like this, right, with a lower high. So I'd like to see it maybe, if possible, rally and then give me a sell setup and then short right here, stop right there. That's what I'm looking for really, but I think it's good as is already. So it's on my favorites watch list. MTSA is like the Hudson also, in that it gapped under a base and has a sell setup. It's alright, not a favorite watch, but I'm going to be watching it. OBE is a small stock, it's a $1 stock, but does have a weekly sell setup. Take a look at the drop, rally, and then now the drop, maybe, right? So that's what I'm looking at. It's going to be a weekly sell setup, and that's the weekly time frame. Beautiful weekly sell setup. The short would be under 96, 97 cents right here. So it hasn't triggered yet, and stop will be above 110. It's kind of a big stop. Target would be the prior lows. I know this is a $1 stock. A lot of people might think, well, can you actually short a $1 stock? Oh, sure. As long as your broker has it available. I have several swing trading accounts because they serve different purposes. I have an account with Ameritrade for options, E-Trade for the earnings plays, and with Interactive Brokers for the swing plays. With Interactive Brokers, it's available. So under 97 cents or 96 cents, looks good to me, OBE. SQM is also one of my favorite long-term watches because of the huge run-up, right? That's a climactic run-up into resistance, so I do like it a lot. As a short, on the daily, it's not quite ready. So I have it on the watch list, but it's not quite ready. How do I know it's not quite ready? It's still above the 20 MA. So I'd like to see maybe I can get a red bar here, and then a doji bar or an inside bar, and then a 1, 2, 3 short. Something like this would be good. So I'm just watching it for now. Axoma I almost played yesterday. Axoma's up a lot and then broke out. Let me show you the breakout. The breakout was basically right here over the base, and the breakout bar turned into a bearish bar, a bearish doji bar. So short under 23.50. When I went to do it, it was way too spready, 40 cents spread. So I backed off. I'm watching it. We'll see if we get a buy setup failure, like so, and then maybe short under the base. We'll see. I don't think it's ready now. And then the YNDX looks lower to the prior lows here. It's a transition C on the daily chart. The bullish watches, ARDX gapped up, pulled back. Unfortunately, pulled back too much. If it had pulled back to only like $6, I'd already be in it. I mean, I'd play it. Location wise, based on the monthly, that's the monthly chart. Weekly chart right at the rising 20 looks good. Location wise is great. But under the 20, when I see it go above $5.95, let's say $6, the whole number, and then stop under $5.30. But I want to see it go back up, and then maybe I'll think about it. I'll put it on the favorites because it is not a bad watch at all. AUY is a gold stock. This is a weekly buy setup. Really, really pretty weekly chart. So gold up, right? Had a huge move last year, and then down a lot, up again, and then the buy setup. So this looks really, really good as a long-term watch. One thing that doesn't look good about it is the monthly chart. That's the monthly time frame. I like to have multiple time frame alignment between the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. I like for all of them to say higher or lower, right? So the monthly doesn't look great, but could be a core play, a long-term trade, especially if you're interested in playing gold over 275, right? 274, 275. Stop, I would put the stop right here under 255. So it's a 20-cent stop. Again, as a long-term trade, it's beautiful. Dries, I got an alert on it today. Here it is, actually. 335 was the alert. It's going. There's a bad tick there, but so it's hard to show you the tries. Where is it on the daily chart? Let me see. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame real quick. Oh yeah, Dries is taking off. That's the hourly chart. It broke out already on the daily chart. So I'll wait for a pullback and then look to play it long. A lot of times I I don't get in on the initial entry, and I get in on a secondary entry. So even if the play triggers, I continue to watch it because I'm looking for a smaller entry. I actually alerted the black room for about the dries when it triggered, and I myself have kind of forgotten about it. But it's interesting as a long. Can't read the daily chart. I'd have to open it up to show you because of the bad tick here that squishing prices, I guess. I'm not sure why it's looks like this. So ignore that daily chart. FRTA is a daily buy setup. Tomorrow I like it higher, or on Monday. Today is Friday, so Monday I like it over 515. Stop under 475. Not a bad play. Daily buy setup. FRTA makes it to my favorites list. GDX. The GDX obviously is the gold mine, is the ETF for the gold miners. So just watching it to see if to make sure the gold miners look good before I play the AUY. So that's why it's on my watch list. And today, gold miners don't look too good. So okay, but look at the weekly chart of GDX, up, and it's been pulling back, consolidating for a year and a half now. So we have a weekly buy setup. If we can take out $24, I think gold, at least gold miners, are higher, will be higher. So all right, and from the gold miners, I like the AUY the most. HCLP is all right, as a gapped up above the 20 and then basing, so over this bar's high, over $10 or so, looks higher. Monthly also not bad, rallied from $3, $3.50 looks like to $23. Amazing, 1,000% gain, and then almost. And then now we have a 50% pullback, so looks okay on the longer time frames, the monthly chart. I'd like to see it base here and then maybe over 10. INVH, this one is triggering today. INVH. I was honestly watching this a while ago as a short. It broke down under the base, broke down, and then look what happened. Broke down and failed. So went up, did a buy setup, and it's been basing, looks higher, right? So home builders, INVH, looks good to me higher. It's extremely sloppy, but just like it higher. The same exact chart or setup is the SFR, also another home builder. So looks good higher, SFR. Okay, not bad. Sloppy, so you have to give it the room. You have to give it a large stop to let it get going first before you start tightening up on the SFR. As I said, I like to do bar by bar management most of the time, but something like this, you can't do bar by bar, right? It's way too sloppy unless it starts to run up, like back here. Okay, you can do bar by bar. Look at this, up, and then now the bar by bar got taken out. Okay, you're out at the highs basically. So when you have momentum, you could do bar by bar. Without momentum, you can't really. SFR, we are on the INVH. JIL was a mega gap down from like $10 to $5, starting to inch back up. Lower prices were rejected. It broke to new lows and looks higher. That's not bad. JILL. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. At resistance, so I'll let it base a little bit more and then maybe higher. That's the hourly chart of JILL. Let's take a look at the local. Local, honestly, not so good on the daily chart, but here's the idea. The stock dropped from 40 to 10. Been basing for 2 years now. 2 years, a little bit more. So is it going to be ready to start moving back up? I think so, sometime soon maybe. So this is more of a long-term watch. I'm actually going to go ahead and take it off my watch list for next week because it's I don't think it's ready at all for now. MAT triggered already today. I didn't do the MAT even though it triggered because it was multiple bars up to the entry. So this is the hourly chart, up, and then it triggered. So I passed on the first entry here, and then I'm looking to play the next buy setup long on MAT. Will it happen today? I doubt it, but maybe on Monday or so. MAT is a beautiful transition A on the daily chart. I'll put it on the favorites also with a pullback on the hourly chart if I get a pullback. MFCA is basing at all-time highs. Maybe not all-time highs, but it's at the most recent highs. You'd have to go back to like 2010 or so to to find the prior resistance. So looks interesting. That's the monthly chart, weekly, and daily. So over 2089, stop 2047. That's not bad. MFC, MTBC popped. This was beautiful. And then a pullback. So watching it for a buy setup. NOVT is just such a beautiful, beautiful chart. Monthly. Look at this. Every single month, this stock puts money in investors' pockets. Every single month. Maybe that was the only exception here. And it wasn't even a negative month, but it looks like it was just it was a break-even month, meaning it didn't actually go up or down, right? But look at this. Every single month for 2 years now. Every single month, it puts money in people's pockets. So that's why I like it. It's a buy setup on the daily chart. NOVT as a long. Not bad. The pattern-wise is not great, but just the fact that it never loses money. The last 2 years it hasn't. So that's what I like about it. The OPGN, transition A on the daily chart. Little sloppy. I like it higher over 37.50. This is a penny stock also. Stop maybe under 30 cents or 32.50. So 37.50 by 32.50. Not bad. Beautiful daily chart. The one bad chart is the weekly time frame into the declining 20. The OZM is a weekly buy setup, triggered already. I'm watching the next buy setup. Why didn't I take it? Well, the breakdown here kind of concerned me, and then it had already put in a big green bar, so I wanted it to either base more or give me a pullback. So it triggered already today, but I'm going to be watching it as for the next buy setup. That's the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly is not so good, but weekly is good and daily is good. I like to have multiple time frame alignment. POT, one of my favorite long-term charts also. Look at the POT monthly. Down a lot, transitioned on the monthly chart, basing at resistance. I like it. I like POT higher. Maybe over the base, stop under it. As a long-term trade, not as a swing trade. QCOM is a swing trade. Up, pull back, long, over 52.67, stop under 51.87. So I like the QCOM also, but it's not quite ready. It needs to go back up to here before it triggers. RYAM is another long-term trade. Look at the monthly chart. Do I need to say anything? If you don't recognize the monthly chart, the monthly pattern right away, it means you're lacking some education, honestly. This is a beautiful monthly buy setup into the rising 20, into support. So the entry would be over 1434. No, 1445. Let's say 1450, with a stop either under 1331 or under 1268. I think under 1330 would be good. So I'm going to be watching the RYM as a long-term play, core play, once it clears the base. Okay, if it does. Does it look like it's going to do it today or tomorrow? No, it doesn't. But I would rather not miss out on it and put it on a watch list and see, and just watch it, right? And see if it can clear 1445. SABR as a transition A play, basing on the daily chart. So if it can break out above the highs, I like the SABR a lot. It'll also be negating today's red bar. So on Monday or so, if it can break above 1855, stop 1810, like it a lot. SFR, we already went over. It's the same as the INVH. It looks higher but sloppy. And TA is a daily buy setup over today's high, over 510. It's also part of the pilot program, has 5 cent spread on a $5 stock. That's 1%. That's a lot. It's like Apple having $1.50, or what's the price of Apple? Yeah, it's like Apple having $1.57 in spread. That's a lot. But TA over 510, stop under the base, looks okay to me too. So so that's what I'm watching, and I just wanted to share that with you. I sure hope you enjoyed today's video and found it beneficial. Don't forget, this is just what I am watching, okay? Not a single one of these is a recommendation to buy or sell anything. I was going to show you I told you the INVH and the SFR and the DPS were triggering today. So that's what I got going right now. Nothing else, but that's, there's not much. And then earnings plays. This is my E-Trade account. Am I showing? Yeah, here it is. So today, just made 479. That's not a lot, but I played them with half size, GE, MSA, and SERV. SERV and MSA, clearly nothing. GE was up really nicely, but unfortunately rallied a lot, so gave back most of it. By the time I trailed it, it had already rallied a lot. But hey, I'll take the 479. Yeah, and we'll be scanning for new plays this afternoon. I share all these plays, every single one of these, with the nightly game plan. So again, if you want to participate, check it out. You gotta check it out. Let's wrap it up. I hope again you enjoyed today's video. Again, if you want to check it out, here's the address, or call customer service at the number below. Have a great weekend, everybody, and talk to you next week. Happy trading.